My name is Dominic, and I am once again back to show you some things I've done on my VM this week. Some of them include looking up port information, what those ports mean, looking up service informations, services that are used in network connections, and what some different services mean. I will also show you a firewall I have set up for Swedo modem connections, and I will also show you a task I have scheduled on my virtual machine to regularly check for updates every day. And so, start off, we have this screen here on my virtual machine, Dunaway 235, and as you can see, we have a list of a bunch of ports, a bunch of IPv6 addresses, and the states in which they are in. I want to go over two of these ports. There are going to be these two ports right here, 189 and 130, or sorry, 389 and 135. Port 389 is used for lightweight directory access protocol. And what that basically means is it enables applications to access and manage directory information. This is actually particularly useful in Active Directory because you have a bunch of applications which rely on it, especially in a business setting, because that you need all your employees, all the users to access that, especially when it comes to using software that your company may use to give out to clients. And then port 135 is used for remote procedure call. It is a locator service for other network service. It allows a computer to discover and connect services on a server. This is useful in a business setting because you get to see, or not see, there's a bunch of services that businesses tend to use that they need to store on a server. And without this port, my VM would not be able to access those services. To move on to the service part, this is a portion of service that you can find in PowerShell. I'm not going to go over this. I am going to go over services in another way. So to get to here, there's a tools button in the server manager and you go to services. Very, very, very simple. Two network services that I want to point out, services which help with network connection, is DHCP client, which sorry, um, which is a crucial component and enables devices to receive a IP address from the router, um, or a DHPC server, which most ICP companies produce for you. The next one I want to go to is this one right here, Network Connectivity Assistant. And it provides direct access status notifications to user interface components. Um, it allows remote access to your corporate network. So say you're in a business and you need remote connection, or no, sorry, say you're an admin and need a remote connection to see what is going on with one of your users' computers. This is something that would be used in the process. There are many others which are also used. Two more services I want to go over is offline files. This one pretty self-explanatory. With it, you can access and work with your files offline, um, including your network shares. So very important if you're in a business and for some reason your network goes out. If you don't have the service online, mine's disabled, but if you need it online, you'd have it online. So that way, if for some reason the network does go out, you can still access your documents that you need to access. The last service I want to go over is this data sharing service. It enables the ability to exchange data between um, many different things: individual systems, um, businesses, corporations, between my wife and I. You could. This is this is very critical for sharing data. Hence the name data sharing. Now, I want to talk about the firewall I have created. So this firewall, I've called it Domain 5. That is not, that Domain 5. And what this does is it has everything, port 50,000 has everything to do with SRADA modem connection. And meaning that if there's a thing acting as a modem, it takes care of those connections. And you can enable and disable this firewall by clicking on it, going to properties, and clicking enabled and hit apply. Unclicking it if you want it disabled, then hit apply. And as we see, inbound domain 5, port 50,000. Outbound domain 5, port 50,000, same thing. Go to properties, enable, disable for whatever your need is. Last thing is my task of checking for updates daily. We can see here I've checked for updates at 8 p.m. every day. Um, I ran a previous run of it, so the next time it's going to do it is tomorrow, because I've already done it today. And we also see on this next screen that it's listed down here in my active task saying that it checks for updates daily at 8 p.m. every day. And that is what I've done on my virtual machine this week.